Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I am going to start exercise 3.4. In exercise 3.4 we have to deal with common logarithms. Logarithms to the base 10 are called common logarithms. So log of n to the base 10 can be written like log of n. We don't need to write 10 always as a base because it is understood that the base is 10 in common logarithm. And common logarithm can be find out by writing like this: log of n is equals to m plus log of s. Here m is the integral part that comes without decimal, and log s is the decimal part. Here m is called as characteristic, and it is the exponent of 10 in scientific notation. If we have converted the number n into scientific notation, what will be the exponent there is called its characteristic. Okay, so exponent can be positive or negative, so as the characteristics can be positive or negative, but log s, that is mantissa, is always positive. For finding characteristic without converting it into scientific notation, we have to apply two rules. The first rule is that characteristic is positive and 1 less than the number of digits preceding the decimal point. We have to apply this rule when the numbers are greater than 1. Okay, and the rule 2 will be applied on numbers less than 1. Characteristic is negative and 1 more than the number of nodes zeros immediately following the decimal point. So I am explaining these two rules with the help of examples here. Our first example is 4689. You all know that if the decimal point is not mentioned, it is always present at the end. So how many numbers are preceding the decimal point? Or you can say, like, if the decimal point is here at the end, so how many numbers are present on the left hand side of the decimal? There are 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 numbers are present. So characteristic will be positive and 1 less than the number of digits. So I am writing 4 minus 1 here, that is equals to 3. So now for example number 2, as you can see, the number is less than 1. So this time you have to count the zeros present after the decimal. Okay, you have to count only the zeros. So how many zeros are there? 1, 2, 3. So the characteristic will be 1 more. Okay, so this time we have to add 1. 3 plus 1 will be 4 here. Okay, similarly for this one, how many digits are there? There are 1 digit preceding the decimal point, so it will be 1 minus 1, that is 0. Characteristic will be 0 then. And in this situation, you can see there is no 0 present. We have to write 0 plus 1, so it will be 1. This way we can find out the characteristic without converting the number into scientific notation. I am starting exercise 3.4 from here. Find the logarithms of the following number. Our first number is 9. You can notice one thing in the logarithm table, that all the numbers are present here are 2-digit numbers. So for finding 9, we have to make it a 2-digit number. How we can make it? As you know that there is a hidden decimal at the end, so we can write 9 like 9.0, or we can add some more zeros. It will not affect the value of 9. I am doing this question number 1 without converting it into scientific notation. So log of n is equals to m plus log of s. So you can write the characteristic will be, as you can see that after putting the decimal here, you can see there is only 1 digit that is preceding the decimal. So we have to write it 1 minus 1, that is equals to 0. So we, on the place of m, we have to write 0, and for log of s we have to write log of 9.000. Ignore the decimal and take the first two digits for this column of the logarithm table. Okay, so I am going towards the 90. Here the 90 is, and after 90 we have to go for the 0. I am taking this one, so I am taking 90 and the 0 column value, that is 9542. By looking at the logarithm table, 90 at 0 we found 9542. As it is the decimal part, we have to write it like this, so it will be 0 plus 0.9542 and the answer will be 0.9542. This is the answer for log 9. This one 4.5 we have to write it again like this. Put zeros according to our need. Okay, it will not affect the answer. So for writing log of 4.5, it will be equal to characteristic plus mantissa. We have only one digit preceding the decimal, so 1 minus 1 will be 0. The characteristic will be 0 here, and for log s we have to write it like log of 4.5, that is 4.500 in the table. We have to search for 45, so 45 is here, and again we have to see the 0 table, so 6532. So I am writing here, as it is the decimal part, we have to write it like 0.6532 and the answer will be 0. By adding these two, we will get the same 6532. This is the answer for log 4.5. For question number 3, we are given with 78 only. So as you all know that the decimal is present at the end, so we can write 78 is equals to 78.00. For finding this log of 78, first we have to calculate the characteristic. This time we have two digits that preceding the decimal, so 2 minus 1 will be 1. So our characteristic is 1 this time, and plus the mantissa part, that is log of 78.00. So for this part we have to check the table. At the 78 in the 0 column, here it is 8921. So we have to write 8921 but with a decimal. Okay, log of 78 is equals to 1.8921. By adding these two, we get 1.8921. Now in this question number 6, I have to convert the given question into scientific notation first for finding the characteristic. So I am converting it into scientific notation. 6, the decimal is present here, and we have to move after the first non-zero number. So I have to move the decimal here, so I have to write it like this, and as we are moving 3 places, so there will be a positive 3. Moving from right to left, the power will be positive. For finding this 6879, we have to write it log of 6879, and we have to write the characteristic first. Characteristic is directly the exponent here, so as the exponent is 3 here, so we have to write 3 plus log of 6.879. okay, you can follow any method whichever you find easy for you, you can follow that. For finding this log of 6.879, we have to check the table again, and in this 68 we have to go for the 7th column, that is here 8370. After that we first have to take this 8370, and we cannot take it directly, so we have to write this 8370 in the rough column. Then we have to go for the 9th column in these column. okay, in these column we have to go for the 9th column, same line we have to go for the 9th column, and it is 6 here, it is 6 here. Okay, so we have to add this 6 here. After adding, we are getting 6, 7, 3, 8. So we have to write it like 3 plus 0.8376. The answer will be 3.8376. This is the answer for log of 6879. Yes, for question number 7, I have also write this one into scientific notation. It is already, the decimal is already present here, so we can write it like 8.007 into 10 raised to the power. As we are not shifting the decimal anywhere, so we can write the power of 10 is 0. So we have to write it like log of 8.007 is equals to, the characteristic is 0 plus log of 8.007. So we have to go for the table again, and have to do, first we have to go for 80, then we have to go for 0 column, that is 9031. So we have to write 9031 first. We have to write this 9031 in the rough column. Then we have to go for 80, 0. Then we have to go for the column 7, that gives us 4. After adding this 4, we get 9035. So log should be written like 0.9035. It should be written like this, and the answer will be log of 8.007 is equals to 0.9035. Yes, this time you have a number that is less than 0. We can do this one also by any method, by converting it into scientific notation or not. I am doing this one by converting it into scientific notation. So we can write this 0.6892 equals to 6.892 and 10 raised to the power minus 1 this time. So we have to write it like log of 0.6892 equals to, first we have to write the characteristic. This time characteristic is minus, so we have to write this minus characteristic like this. Okay, write 1 here and put a bar on it. Then you have to add the log of 6.892. For this part we have to go for the table. We have to go for the column 68, that is present here, 68, and in the column 68 we have to go for 9. So in the columns, in the row 68 we have to go for 9, that is 8382. We have to write this value 8382 in the rough column. Then we have taken this 68, then we go for the column 9, and after that we have to add this column 2 value also. So we have to go for column 2 also in the 68, same 68 we have taken this value first, then we have to go for the column 2, that gives 1. So we have to add 1 here. After adding these two we are getting 3838. We have to write it like 1 plus 0.8383 and answer will be 1.8383. This bar shows that the characteristic is minus. Okay, now I am showing this question number 10 without converting it into scientific notation. So you can write log of 0.0345. Without converting it into a decimal fraction, you have to count only the zeros present after the decimal. There is 1 0, but you have to add one more. Okay, so the characteristic will be 2. So you have to write 2 first and then log of 0.0345. So ignore this 0, take the non-zero digits only. You have to go for 34 and then 5. I am checking this 34 in the column 5. So this is the value 5. Here it is 5378. The next value is 0, so we have to take this one only, 5378. We have to write it like this, 0.5378, and the answer will be 2.5378. Now I am doing this part, this last part, by converting it into scientific notation. You can do any method, whichever you find is easy for you. So we can write it like 2. I am shifting the 0 after 1, 2, 3 digits. So 2.348 into 10 raised to the power minus 3 here. So log of 0.002348 will be minus 3. So we have to write this 3 here and put a bar on it, okay, and plus log of 2.348, okay. For this one we have to go for the column 23 here. In the column 23 we have to go for 4, 3, 6, 9, 2. We have to write this value in the rough column, 3, 6, 9, 2, and after that it is 8. So after taking this 3, 6, 9, 2, we have to go for the column 8, that gives 15 to us. We have to add this 15 into it. After adding these two, we are getting, I got 7, 0, 7, 3. So we have to write it like plus 0.3707, and the answer will be 3.3707. This minus shows that the characteristic is negative. So this is the end of exercise 3.4.